Eagles fans, Eagle gang. This is the House of Birds podcast. I'm your host Moochie, and I got my guy in here with me. What's good?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Birds podcast. Tonight, we're doing a little duo thing tonight, man, and it's crazy because the Eagles were supposed to play tonight, so we wanted to, but since they didn't play, we wanted to jump on here for you guys and just talk a little bit about the Eagles, man, and just everything that's going on, and just where we are. But when you first, heard about the game being rescheduled, what were your initial thoughts and just the whole situation?
I mean, I get it. At first, I felt some type of way, but it was like, at the end of the day, it's a football game, and
Mhm.
lives matter way better. I mean, more. You know what I'm saying? But then it's like it's just the theatrics of everything. Like the Eagles did everything. Far as going down the board, like got the guidelines and everything, and here it is.
Right.
You got the well, actually, I'm just glad that they didn't. I'm really glad that they didn't play because if they was to play, then that would have came over to us, and then more of us would have got sick, leading on to
Hmm.
the weeks to come. You know what I'm saying? So I'm actually glad that they didn't play because come to find out, you got these players. Um, they was at practice. They was at practice with mild symptoms, and like they was cool about it. So
Mm.
so at the end of and then it was like 23 players that all got sick with it, and then so I'm actually glad that they postponed because now that they postponed, it made it better for us a little bit, meaning that if Hurts, far as that leading off to that ankle, he's able to come back with more promise. He's promising more to come back because he was able to get that ankle squared away. Quez Watkins, he had the COVID, but he's probably be able to come through. So now we don't got to do
Hmm.
too much positioning, meaning do we put Kenny Gainwells in as a wide receiver or JJ Arcega Whiteside or Ward in? So, um, like I said, I'm just glad that it is actually Tuesday, so.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is outside of like just everybody catching COVID is number one, Jalen Hurts being able to get extra rest. I think is big for him because, I started to see articles sort of flying around out there like, oh, Gardner Minshew is going to get his, second start. What does this mean for Jalen Hurts? And obviously, we know it doesn't mean anything for Jalen Hurts, but you never want to really be in that space. So I think it gives Jalen Hurts some time, like you mentioned. Quez Watkins, is back, but then you got guys like Landon Dickerson going down with the COVID situation. So, um, you know, I thought, one of the things that I was thinking about was just like hoping that the Eagles don't bite the cheese. And what I mean is bite into the idea that, oh, just because we're on a short week, that we're in a disadvantage. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody can look for an excuse not to win a football game. But like you mentioned earlier, it is what it is. It's just a football game. And yeah, it's going to be tough to have to play Tuesday and then turn right back around and have to play on Sunday, I believe. But this is when you talk about having a longer break or period off, you should be able to make that adjustment. You know what I'm saying? So I get some of the Eagles players, Fletcher Cox, Rodney McLeod, guys, veteran guys on the team kind of feeling away, but it just is what it is, man. So um, you know, it's COVID, man. Like here in Maryland, I think they opened schools up a month ago and everything was cool. And now they just shut them right back down, So it's going to be an adjustment. But I'm interested to see, once playoff time comes, how that's going to affect because that's when COVID is really going to, really hit. You know what I mean? Just imagine a game where, let's just say the Philadelphia Eagles get in, right? And we got to play the Green Bay Packers. What's up, big play, Slay? Um, let's say the Eagles get in and we got to play Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers gets COVID-19. I'm going to say the Philadelphia Eagles can beat the Green Bay Packers without Aaron Rodgers. So, Birdman, what's up, brother? Hope everybody's doing well in the chat. You guys are definitely tuned into the House of Birds podcast. Um, we back, man. It doesn't even feel like a Sunday, Moochie. Like it's like it.
I mean, yeah, not at all. I mean, it was they had games playing. Obviously the Cowboys and the Giants played.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys won again. They're oh man, they like what 10-4 now, or yeah,
Yeah.
I believe they 10-4. Um, that I hate
How
to
do you
say it,
feel?
but
How do
go
you
ahead.
feel about that? Because I kind of feel like the Cowboys they could win. They win. Regular season games. But it's like, can you get it done in the playoffs? And they've kind of been on the slide the last few games, and they're not really playing any teams. You know what I mean? So it.
Well, before I answer that, right? How do you feel? Did I ask you this before? Like, far as Gardner Minshew, um, how would you feel about letting him play with the have him play in the Washington game and let Hurts rest a little bit more so he can get his revenge on the Giants and he'll be well rested or should be well rested for the Cowboys game.
I got you. Before we get to that, Birdman says I have time to join y'all if y'all let me in. Moochie, can we let him in after in like 5-10 minutes? Do we have the ability to do that?
Uh, yes, we do. Hold on, give me one.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
I could.
while we
Yeah,
talking, I'll figure something out.
yeah. So, when it comes to Gardner Minshew, his playing time increasing. Um, my thing is if Jalen can play, let him play. You know what I mean? Especially if it's coming down from Nick Sirianni, just let him play because you don't want to have those conversations um to where, well, I don't know, because I know what the Eagles are doing. They know that Jalen Hurts is their guy. Like, I don't believe that there's any doubt in anybody's mind, coaching staff, management, players, that Jalen Hurts is the guy, right? I think what they're trying to do is increase Gardner Minshew's trade value, because he's always trying to flip, he that's just what Howie does, right? So if he can, you know, get a fourth or even a third round. I think third is a little bit too high, but if he could get a fourth round pick for Gardner Minshew when he originally gave up a sixth round pick, he's going to do it. I don't know the
Well,
last.
that's my sorry, my fault. But real quick, right? If they wanted to trade him now, they's getting a six now, right? But if let's say if he play again and if he wins, don't his stock go up? So that if they do trade, that's when they can get a third or
Yeah,
second or whatever. Say
yeah.
have
I doubt very very seriously that we get anything over a third round pick for him. If I'm the Eagles, I actually I don't play him, right? Like, one game is enough because, okay, right now, as it stands tonight, the Philadelphia Eagles could potentially get a fifth or fourth round pick for Gardner Minshew when we originally gave up a sixth round pick. Now, follow me. Now, if we play him and let's say he stinks up the joint, let's say he throws 2 interceptions, 3 interceptions, right?
mhm.
Now you go right back down to a sixth round pick. So for me, if I'm Howie, it's not. There's 4 games left in the season. There's no point of like. There's no point of playing this, introducing this quarterback circus, as Howie Roseman puts it. You know what I mean? Just when Jalen Hurts is ready to play, insert him back into this offense. Appreciate Gardner Minshew for what he did. I definitely think he is going to command some trade value. But if Jalen Hurts is healthy, let him play. I think with Gardner Minshew, his value has already went up. He's definitely going to command at least a fifth or fourth round pick. And to me, to go from one of the bottom rounds in the draft to one of the top rounds or mid round for a guy who played a game, man, that's
Mhm.
great value for sure.
All right, good money. And what my fault? What was the last question that you had asked me before I had did that? before I had interrupted you?
I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure. I think it was. Yeah, I'm not even sure. But um,
Well, like I said, the whole point is the only thing I'm disappointed about it. Well, not disappointed. Like I said, I always want. I'm always 100 for it because meaning if we was to continue with this game, obviously we would have won because a lot of players, their first round players, as far as the Washington wasn't going to play. But now that they got enough rest, I'm pretty sure what they're going to start doing is they're going to start, you know, testing them either Monday or maybe Tuesday morning or whatever before the game, and
mhm.
that's what makes the players come back. So now we'll have competition. So that's the only thing I was iffy about. Now, and then they was talking about the forfeit. I'm pretty sure they wasn't going to go with that because they was going to lose out on a lot of money.
Yeah,
But like I
because
said, I'm all for it.
yeah, and not to cut you off, I think people talk. They act like the Redskins. I mean, I'm sorry, the football team is not in a position to compete and get into the playoffs themselves. And I really think that Ron Rivera and their front office, they know that, man. Like they're 6-7. I mean, they've actually been balling too. I think they've won the last three out of four of their last games. So they've actually been trending upward. So it makes sense for them to try to get all of their players back because the Eagles are sitting like, oh, we're coming off a bye week, we're licking our chops, we're trying to get an easy win, and the football team is thinking the exact same thing. Like, nah, we want an easy win off you guys. You know what I mean? So I for me, I just don't want the Eagles to fall into this trap where we just go out there and lay an egg just because we feel like they got a ton of players on the reserve COVID list. This is really a test of character to who the Philadelphia Eagles are now, who we're trying to be moving forward. And this is something that Chip Kelly said, and I love that he said it. He said, man, we'll play you anywhere, just give me a time and a place and we're going to show up. You know what I mean? I think that's that kind of dog mentality, we have to hone in on and keep to sort of build this franchise moving forward because, it's 4 games left. Everybody know the last few games it's character stuff now. Now we're trying to figure out who we really are. We know where we are, but who are we, when it comes down to the stretch. But, I wanted to get your thoughts on if you think the Eagles could actually win the rest of the games. Like, not just because you're an Eagles fan, not just because, I think the Eagles do control their destiny. But do you think that we actually could win the rest of the games?
Again, it's hard to say. Like I'm gonna tell you the God honest truth. I'm not sure, only because it falls on Jonathan Gannon and what he does with the defense. I mean, one minute he's good, nice. One minute it's like he's paying attention to what we're saying. The next minute he's going back to where he started from, where it's like, oh man, again, the linebackers not blitzing. He's not letting Derek Slade do what he needs to do. Nelson is always getting burnt or getting beat. I mean, it's like it's so. One minute we there, next minute we not. So I got honest truth, I don't know. That's why I thought it should. I mean, it should be easy, a breeze to get through the Washington, then it should be a breeze to get through the Giants. But then in the
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys, that's where it's like everybody kept saying that. Uh, oh man, what's the quarterback from Cowboys? They said he was playing bad. 2 weeks.
Prescott.
Yeah, Prescott. They said he was playing poorly, like maybe last week or 2 weeks ago. Now here it is. They won 21-6. So I mean, you tell me. It's up to you. We got Birdman, 951. You want to bring him in?
Yeah, after this, yeah, you could bring him in for sure.
Uh,
What's good? What's good, guys?
What's up,
How you
man? What's
doing?
up?
How's everything?
Hey, man, I appreciate you guys letting me jump in. I was like, seen you guys pop up. I said, let me see if I can get in with these guys, but I appreciate you.
I'm glad you seen us pop up because this was unexpected too. You know what I mean?
It's all, I don't know what to call this Sunday, man. I don't know, man. I feel empty inside not seeing my birds play today, man. I'm like, I kind of want
Yeah,
to know what the hell's going to happen. Are we going to sink or swim? Is Jalen going to play or not? So there's a lot of stuff. Then I get the tweet. Philadelphia Eagles tweet the Birdman said, my boy Landon's out now. So I'm like, what else is new, man? Something always going to be popping with these Eagles, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right. So Landon Dickerson got COVID too now.
Yeah, on the list or whatever.
See, this is I mean, this is unreal because now that if he has it, then there's no telling who else has it.
Mm-hmm.
Right, right. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's scary. I mean, it's like
There's really no way to control it, man. You just
and then they said it was another something else that's lingering around, but they said it's not as deadly, but it's like now we got something else going on. So man, this is unreal.
The NFL straight up don't like the Philadelphia Eagles this year. You could tell by everything they don't want us on TV. They're making some bogus thing about, putting the game on Tuesday. What about all those people that paid and flew out from the West Coast or wherever to go
mm-hmm.
see the Birds play? Now they got to go back home, sell the tickets and all that. What about all that stuff, man? But I feel it's kind of payback for what we did, not playing, our starters for the last game and benching Hurts and all that. So the NFL just don't like the Eagles this year at all. They're just, but it is what it is at the end of the day, and we just got to work with what we got, man. They're just trying to, just they don't want to hear nothing about no Eagles, and even all those phantom, all those touchdowns they took away from us, like what, 6 or
Mm-hmm.
7? I don't even know, man. It started in the beginning, man. A lot of fishy business. I don't want to be all conspiracy theory, but it doesn't. A lot of things just don't smell right.
Yeah, man, it's tough to win. It's tough to win in this league, and you kind of need everything to sort of bounce your way. One of the things that I'm hoping for as a fan is that the Philadelphia Eagles do not fall in uh, this sort of space where we're making excuses. I could see guys. It's important for the veterans, Fletcher Cox, Jason Kelsey, guys like that, Lane Johnson, of course, to really rally the troops, if you will, say, hey, look, man, I don't care what we're up against. We control our destiny. Jalen, we're rocking with you. You're healthy now. You got more time to rest the ankle. All right. Landon's, he went down. Okay, somebody can step up. We always talk about the next man mentality. We gotta push, man. We have to push. And so I'm just hoping Nick Sirianni, as a young rookie head coach, this is not the week to just go in and try to motivate these guys just to play another football game. This is an opportunity where you need to gather 53 men and say, listen, we control where we're trying to go. I don't care. We got to play Monday, then turn right back around to Tuesday and play again. All right. Like, we need to do that, because teams that just make excuses and Rodney McLeod, and I understand his concern and his frustration, obviously, and Fletcher Cox and those guys, they should have forfeited the game, and now we got to play, I guess it's like 5 games in like 13 days. So what, man? This is what you love to do. If this is what you love to do, then do what you love. And yes, it's unfortunate. Yes, it's unfair. But it's just like a football game, right? There are some unfair penalties. There are some unfair calls. There are some unfortunate things that transpire, within the game. But, it's all about how you respond. And this is why, Moochie, getting back to, my question that I asked you was, do you think the Eagles could actually win out? And I think that we can. And it's really because of Jalen Hurts, right? I think because of how he is wired, and how he's built, and just his entire DNA and his aura and his leadership. I think he is the kind of quarterback that's going to look at guys and say, listen, so what? Let's do what we got to do, man.
So do you think the reason why everybody's acting like this is because maybe it's the week of Christmas? Like, I guess they wanted to hurry up, play on Sunday, and then I guess have the whole entire week just to get ready for Christmas. Hypothetically, even though I know that this is their job, but I guess they was probably thinking about family, like, oh man, we were supposed to play on Sunday, but now here it is, we playing on Tuesday at 7 o'clock. I
Which,
mean,
you know what? I love that. I love what you're saying, because I think that is why. I think as fans we think football, football, football. We're football 100 miles an hour, and these guys are like, hey man, we were supposed to, play the football team and get a 3-day, 4-day break. Some of these guys may have had trips planned, planes booked. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah, yeah.
definitely think there is a human element to it that says, hey, man, you're sort of cutting into my time away from football. So I most certainly think that could have been, something that these players was faced against. But again, Nick Sirianni, what are you doing to kind of keep these guys focused on the mission? Because that's one thing Doug Peterson did, man, is focus. Our Super Bowl run, we were focused. When those guys said, and Birdman, I know you remember this, when those guys said next man up mentality, it wasn't like how they say it now where it's watered down. They meant it. You know what I mean? It's because Doug kept their mind, in the right space. So it's unfortunate, you know what I mean? But we cannot allow it to be a scapegoat, because then we're gonna lose.
In the NFL, the other thing too is that you can't say one thing and then bend it later.
Hmm.
The thing, it is what it is. Before we went in the season, they said if someone got COVID, no vaccine, whatever, the game was going to be a forfeit. Bottom line, and we went into the season knowing that could happen to us, that could happen to the Cowboy, anybody, any team. But then you went and changed it now. But now, if cases are going up, how are you going to just keep? How many teams are you going to keep changing? How many more times?
And you know
And
what?
then what if we get sick? What if we're going to play a team that's coming off all this sickness? What if we start getting sick now? And then we're losing players against the Giants. So, like I said, NFL, you kind of duked us right there because you didn't stand up to your word, which was it was going to be a forfeit, and Washington is going to reap the benefits of this not no forfeit game or whatever. I mean, they could have brought their practice squad guys and blah blah blah, but I think it was more of the quarterback because it's a money thing at the end of the day. It's better it's Heineken versus Minshew or Hurts and I don't know who what other guy they have out there was gonna play, and they're just like, man, this ain't it or something like that, because at the end of the day, it is money, but they have to stick to what they sold us in the beginning.
This is true. And one thing I was going to add to that is, all season, what's been, Nick Sirianni's go-to phrase, right? Accountability, accountability. And, in Philadelphia, we're trying to see if Howie Roseman can be held accountable. At the time, our ex-quarterback Carson Wentz, so we'll get into him. Thank you for the first round pick. His accountability, right? And so now we see it from the Eagles, far as like what accountability looks like. But now we take a step back from the elephant, and it's not just the Eagles, it's the entire National Football League. And now Roger Goodell, you say to yourself, wow, who's holding that guy accountable? You know what I mean? Because like you said, Birdman, if you're going to say, hey, if you get COVID-19, it's an automatic forfeit before the season, then we get into the season and it changes, that's going to upset a lot of people. And then you tweeted it at that. I mean, come on, if you tweet something, you might that's gold, So for me, I definitely understand your frustration. I do.
Yeah, and the Eagles have their own problems right now. I didn't like how Jalen was kind of gingerly walking to the presser, which was Tuesday or Wednesday, and now they're kind of saying was saying a high ankle. So it's like, which is it, man? Stop telling us one thing and tell us
High,
another.
low, medium.
Yeah, but they
Yeah,
was looking at
I'm
that
tired of
video.
that.
They was looking into it too. It was like they was staring at the leg for so long. Like, okay, there's a limp. Like I didn't really. I mean, to me, when I first seen him, it didn't seem like he had a limp. Like he,
He's just walking
again, people
slow. He's
say
just
it
walking.
again.
He's just walking slow. He just
Yeah, it's like y'all was looking into it so hard to say, oh, he had a limp, when actually he probably didn't. And if he did, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. He played it off real well to me. But again, That's
Yeah.
why I said I'm actually glad that this happened because the more and more that he's off the field, the more he's resting, the more that he's putting himself together. And again, me personally, I get it. If he was good to go, I would still keep him out. I would let Garner Minshew play, let him do his thing. Unless if he mess up, then you bring in Jalen Hurts. But other than that, let Jalen Hurts rest. And while he rests, he get ready, have his revenge on the Giants. And obviously, second time's a charm. We're gonna win against the Giants and then definitely be ready for the Cowboys. Let's get to 10-7 and let's get to this wild card and see what we can do. Because then our running game, we should be superb at running game. My only thing is now we're talking about Nick Sirianni, where we was nice in the Saints game, and then all of a sudden here it comes the Jets. Now we letting the Jets come back with touchdown after touchdown, and then we got ourselves together in the second round. I mean, in the second half. I don't want none of that. We need to be superb from start to finish. And now we're talking about getting to the wild card. And I hear other content creators saying once we get into the wild card, oh, we'll be nobody can stop us. I mean, we can't talk like that if we're playing like this now. I mean, I get it too. Sometimes when you get into the
You
wild
said,
card, you definitely do playing. Say it again.
my bad, bro. Right. You said somebody what did they say? Nobody can stop us if we get into the
Yeah.
wild card.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know.
listen, it's other content creators saying,
Yeah.
once we get into the wild card, we'll be unstoppable. And I'm like, I
In the
mean,
wild card,
yeah,
maybe
like
maybe if you got a first round bye. I mean the
I
wild
mean,
card.
but I,
Yeah,
I
but
guess that's
at the
just
end of the day,
I mean,
it don't even
it's
matter about
different.
like right
It's
now.
just different opinions, you know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
just I don't. Right now, it's just we got to be focused on Washington. Let's get through Washington first, then we get to the other games.
I
But
mean,
I
let's
mean,
face it, guys. If we don't win this game, I think it's a wrap. San Francisco's walking away with this. Tampa Bay's probably going to lose this game right here. They just lost Godwin and Evans, and I don't know what the hell they're smoking over there in Arizona, but they just got spanked by the Detroit Lions. And like if they don't figure things out right here, Cowboys gonna might have some easy games here. Other than Green Bay looking like Green Bay, they look like they're ready for the playoffs. I'm not all sold on the Cowboys. I mean, you beat, Glennon and a guy named Froome. You is that Super Bowl material right there? You beat a guy named Froome, Fruit of the Loom, and
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
yeah,
Frumalooms.
you guys beat a bunch of backup bums and stuff like that. You're over here, getting the crown and stuff. But you know what? What is Brady gonna do right here? No, God, they look like crap today. The Saints defense is balling right now. They might be able to come back, but it's 0-6 right now
And
with no
yeah,
Godwin, no Evans.
yeah. I mean, Tom Brady, he's gonna find a way in the fourth quarter. But if they do win, it's just like, man, that's the NFL. Didn't we beat the Saints?
Yep.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like Saints beat the former Super Bowl, well, reigning Super Bowl champs. So it's weird, man, and that's why I feel like the Eagles can win out. I just think we just have to again. I'll say it from the mountaintops.
It's
We
3
got
games. That's it. 3 games.
yeah, it's 3 games, man, and we just
And
got to be.
you know what, Pablo, if Jalen does play, he's gotta win them. If he goes out there and he's still not kind of in his head, because I'm getting a little frustrated with him. Like I understand everything you say about him, but the thing is, you can't let Minshew go out there doing easy stuff like that, and you can't do it.
All right,
The
so this
stuff
this
that
is why
the stuff
I'm
that
glad.
Minshew did, it wasn't. I wasn't like, oh my god. So I'm more frustrated that Jalen's not doing the simple little check downs and the da 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 that Minshew is doing. And I understand we got to wait, but I don't think we should have to wait that long for Jalen to do simple things.
Yeah, and I think, and that was a hell of a take, and that's something that I feel like is going to sort of open up other conversations. But what I'll say is this: if we are not going to let's say Gardner Minshew starts, we're not going to put any pressure on him to win. But we're going to give him the praise because he beat the New York Jets. Now, here's what I'll say. I don't believe
Where you going?
I
you
held
see
him.
what I'm saying.
I'm gonna hold him to that standard.
So let me finish. Let me finish. When Jalen plays, it's pressure. You got to win. When Minshew
Mhm.
plays this, or we're just going to stick around for the Minshew magic. Now, here's what I'm saying. And I understand people are trying to prove Gardner Minshew's value, but I guarantee you, Gardner Minshew cannot go toe to toe, head to head with the Kansas City Chiefs week 3, like Jalen Hurts did. Can't do it.
Well, the other thing, Pablo, how crazy can I go? Okay, Gardner plays and he beats Washington.
Mm-hmm.
How crazy can I go with it? I understand it's a division, but am I so crazy about Washington? They're not that good. And the Giants, they're not that good either. So
Okay,
I
I
can't
see your
really
perspective.
I can't even really go that crazy if it's
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, for definitely I gotta have Jalen beat them because I don't think they're I think Jalen has enough talent and knows enough knowledge that he can beat them. Now, if
Yeah,
he
but we didn't have enough talent when we played them the first time, and then he did what 3 turnovers. So this is the reason, like we should
Giants,
have played smarter. And like
the Giants,
now,
are you talking about Giants?
oh, well, we have the mindset now to go in and play smarter now. Like
But are you talking? What game are you talking about, though? Are you talking about when we played the Niners or the Giants?
no, I'm talking about when we played the Giants. Like we're saying that Giants is not good now, but obviously they was good because they won against us. We had too many interruptions. We had a wide receiver that dropped 2 drop balls. Jalen Hurts did
Boston
three
Scott.
Interceptions.
turnovers. So yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah, so, you know what I mean. So it's like let's be real. Like you know
I
what I
get
mean.
what you're
Like
saying because I mean the Giants. Let's like you said. Let's be real. They do have the 5th overall pick as it stands. So
Yeah.
they're not really. And from that perspective, Birdman and Moochie, that was a great point. That was actually a great point. And Birdman, I get what you're saying. Now that you broke it down like that, I do. If you're talking about the Washington football team, who's not really good, because what you're saying is if you and now I really do understand your frustration now, Birdman, because what you're saying is, and correct me if I'm wrong, okay, Jalen, I've given you all the entire season to show up for me. You play well against
yeah, Richie.
Patrick Mahomes. You look serviceable. You can't go against the Washington football team and just not show up. You got to beat the teams. I get that. But what I'm saying is it's not all on Jalen Hurts. What I'm saying is your quarterback can only go as far as your coaching staff. Now let's fly all the way to New England, right? So now we're in Boston. You look at Matt Jones in his situation, not the best quarterback, not the best athletically or heady quarterback, smart, intelligent IQ, whatever you want to call it, but because he's paired with a Super Bowl multi Super Bowl winning head coach, he's having success. All I'm saying is, be it Gardner Minshew, be it Jalen Hurts, we have got to put Nick Sirianni back into the equation as opposed to saying, Jalen, you get it done. Because Nick Sirianni has to help him. And can we all agree that the first 7-8 games, Nick Sirianni did diddly squat to help Jalen Hurts because he wasn't even running the football. The first half of the season, if you break down the numbers, Jalen Hurts, I think he was leading in rushing or rushing attempts in the National Football League. It took halfway to the season for the Eagles to say, okay, we got 3 running backs. Maybe we should start running the ball with them. And kudos to Moochie because he's been saying this since the offseason. Put Jordan Howard in. And once you put him in,
Thank
you
you.
see what
Thank you.
happens.
Right.
The frustration that I feel is when we played Tampa Bay, they
Mm-hmm.
were down to like their 6th string corner, and I don't understand why Jalen wasn't eating. And when we played the Saints, same thing. So those 2 games, I really took to heart. I said, "Why is he? What's going on? Like, Devontae's not that good,
But see,
playing
my thing
solid."
is, when does that become? And I actually feel what you're saying because I felt the same way. It's like I just knew when those cornerbacks fell off that we just Devontae Smith was going to eat. But
Yep.
that's what I'm saying. Nick, okay, prime example, okay, and this is if there's one moment this year where Nick Sirianni looked like a rookie head coach, it's going to be this moment I'm talking about. You guys know it's when the Eagles had the opportunity to score 3 points playing against the Giants right before the half. Okay. Now, what I'm saying is it Jalen Hurts' fault that he missed the pass, or is it Nick Sirianni's fault for saying, "Hey, we're going to run this play," because we had about 10 seconds left. So any head coach knows, all right, if he's there, throw it. If he's not, get it out of your hands and take the 3 points. Nick Sirianni, that was a opportunity for him to sit there and say, "Hey, Jalen, this is what I want you to do. This is how I want you to execute it." And he didn't do it. And then we didn't get the 3 points. And what I'm saying is that situation, when you actually look at it, you see how it affects moving forward, because now you see games where Nick Sirianni can say, "Hey, Jalen, that cornerback is out. Throw it to him." But Jalen has to work with not one person, but two people calling plays. So I can blame Jalen all day long, but if you can't sit here and tell me who is the actual offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles, then we have another problem. And the problem is you got Nick Sirianni screaming at referees, running up and down the sidelines, and then you got Shane Steinich with the paper over his hand one drive, and then you got Nick Sirianni the next drive. Looks like he's calling plays. So
Yeah, and
that's
this
my
is
frustration.
the thing is that one thing that you have to impress the fans with is that when we lost to Dallas last year, I felt it left a bad taste in our mouth, and I felt Jalen J. I wanted to see Pablo and Mooch. I want to see Dak versus Hurts. I want it to be two warriors going at it. That's what I was expecting, but I have to kind of give it the pass because of the Sirianni. Oh, I ain't gonna run. I ain't gonna run. I ain't gonna run. Jalen threw it 100 times. So it's like, dude, you're asking me to do so much, but I wanted that. I want that rivalry. I want Dak versus Hurts. I want it to be a warrior fight. So my point is that we're going in the division. Jalen Hurts now knows how serious these NFC. We don't like Washington. We don't like the Giants. We can't. We hate the Cowboys. This is serious stuff. And you got
Mhm.
Jalen. You got to play him twice a year, twice. It ain't gonna get easier from here. So I need the everything that you bring, all that training, everything that you do, you have to lay it down there. I'm not saying he's not doing that, but I need to see it now. We might miss it. The whole thing is kind of crappy because we might not see Jalen this Tuesday. And now I'm gonna have to wait again. Now I have to put the cards on Minshew. So this is, as a fan, this is very frustrating because I wish Jalen did not get hurt so we can. I need to see it. We're playing nothing but division. So I have to see. This is so important for him, even going forward. Because if you let Minshew magic, and I don't even think it's even that great of a hard of a task for Minshew to win 3 games with the bum Giants and Washington that's barely hanging around. I don't think that's a big thing for Minshew. I think he could do it, but I don't want that problem going into next year because Minshew made it to the damn wild card and Jalen was sitting on the side. Now we have the controversy because Minshew did it. I want Jalen to do it, and he has the opportunity. So I hope to God that he plays because I don't want to wait no more.
Yeah, but I just don't want. My problem is I don't want Jalen Hurts to do too much because I don't
Hmm.
want him to have. If he have a high
Brady
ankle
be
sprain
honest,
and then all of a sudden he do too much running, and it really do get effective. That's the only reason why I'm saying let Minshew play,
and we
just so
can't
he can sit
trust the
out.
organization. They always fool us with the injury.
Can I be honest? You know what I'm hearing? You know what I'm really hearing? I'm hearing maybe we're fearful a little bit because maybe could Gardner Minshew do to Jalen Hurts what Jalen Hurts did to Carson Wentz? That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I'm hearing some fear, like,
Yep.
but what I'm here to tell you guys is I don't know if you guys saw it, but right after the Giants game, I mean the Jets game, no, the Giants game, when we lost, they said, Nick, is Jalen Hurts your quarterback? And he said, without question. So I want us to really pay attention to that because Jalen Hurts is the franchise quarterback. If nobody knows by now, he is the franchise quarterback just because he's
Pablo,
able.
I've been waiting to ask this for you, guy. Oh, you've been saying it for a while. How are you sold on that already? But take out his work ethic and all that. Just merely looking at the eye test quarterback. If this guy was on Washington or whatever, tell me how you know that right now.
Okay, this is how. I know that Jalen Hurts is the franchise quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles because he outplayed the number one overall pick in Trevor Lawrence this year. So
Mm,
if I got a second round pick who outperforms, right, a first round pick overall. See, the thing about it is I don't need to see a bunch of I don't need him to make the Super Bowl. The play that he made against the Saints, the juke move, some players couldn't even dream to do that. So that tells me that he has it in his body. But this is why I know that Jalen Hurts is the franchise quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles because of his leadership. And we cannot listen. The Philadelphia Eagles, we are the one team in the NFL. We have to learn our lesson from Carson Wentz. You can't just bring anybody to Philadelphia to play quarterback. It will not work. It will fail. You have to have somebody that's battle tested. He already has two things going for him. The locker room loves him. He's battle tested, and he's a second round pick. The Eagles are getting more value from Jalen Hurts than we really ought to get. I'm being quite honest. I'll make this last point. Howie Roseman drafted Marcus Smith from Louisville, the defensive end. Do you guys remember him?
yeah.
Okay. He wore number 51. Okay. His first year, Birdman, he accounted for he was in a first round pick. He accounted for one tackle. So when you look at Jalen Hurts' production from the second round and you compare that to a first round pick and Marcus Smith, who gave you one tackle on special teams, how could you not build off that guy? Oh, by the way, who you don't have to pay millions of dollars to. See, it makes business sense and it makes football sense. And everybody's saying, oh, Jalen and Minshew Magic. It doesn't. Gardner Minshew can go 20 for 20, 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. He does not have the command and the respect of that locker room. He didn't earn it. He wasn't there in the offseason. Jalen Hurts was. He wasn't there in training camp. Jalen Hurts was. So you think these grown men, see, sometimes we think as fans where it's like it's a football game. Oh, I can just go on Madden and trade for Gardner Minshew. He's going to make my offense better. It doesn't work like that. These guys are men with emotions, i.e., Lane Johnson. These guys deal with things. And what I'm saying is if the Philadelphia Eagles say that Jalen Hurts is not the quarterback, then who? That's the question I ask you. You say is Jalen Hurts the franchise quarterback? The question that I ask everybody in Philadelphia, if not Jalen Hurts, then who?
No. What you saying is right. It is Jalen Hurts, but sometimes I just feel that he might be doing a little too much. That he's wearing and tearing his body down, meaning he's doing everything, he's doing all what as expected, but then it's just these wide receivers that's not either catching the ball or it's Nick Sirianni's fault because these players is not doing so well. The only thing is, like I said, in that what made Minshew great or Minshew magic as per se is that once he was playing under center, the plays, the football plays was totally different. Like far as them playing I formation, being having one um running back in the background in the backfield and not playing
Minshew,
shotgun. I mean, it was just that's what made me feel like it was like a
Minshew
totally different
threw
quarterback.
Mooch. Minshew threw a freaking duck in the end zone, and it lands right in Dallas Goddard's hand.
No, you're
That's
absolutely
what
right. Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
how is Jalen not doing this with Dallas? Like,
Can I
I
tell
do
you
not
guys how? Can I please tell? Can I just tell the truth? And I
explain.
think Birdman, I think you'll love this. Is I'll say this about Gardner Minshew, and this is what my eyes told me. His anticipation is light years ahead of Jalen Hurts, but that's to be expected. That's what I'm saying. It's to be expected. Gardner
Okay,
Minshew has 20 plus games, and he has had offensive coordinators consistently where he could learn the playbook. This is Jalen, and I don't want to come off like excuses because I'm sitting here saying the Eagles can't make excuses, for the COVID, but it's facts. Like Jalen Hurts, this is his first time actually having a, consistent offensive playbook, bro.
You
You
know
know what
what
I'm
I was
saying?
feeling, Pablo? I was feeling that the Giants game, he was waiting for the kill shot. The kill
Hmm.
shot was he just needed the touchdown. Let's just call it what it is. He just needed the touchdown. The game was going to be a wrap. But he wanted it that bad. But the thing is, he it just three interceptions. But I know what he was doing. I
No, honestly, in
he
the
kind of
Giants
wanted.
game, he played horrible. I'm sorry, I am not standing up for Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts played like a high school player. I mean that game was horrible. I don't want anybody to think, oh, Pablo's just saving face for Jalen Hurts and he can do no wrong. No, that guy did. Moochie, we talked about it
Yeah,
offline.
no, we realists. We the realists over here. We going if you played bad, you played bad.
I mean, he
Um,
played horrible.
right. And Birdman, I get what you're saying. You're saying, or I guess you're saying, all right. Well, with Gardner Minshew, he threw alley oops where
Yeah, just
and they
little.
caught the ball easy, but then when Hurts have it, he throwing darts and it's just going all over the place.
Because but see, it's the feel. It's a different rhythm. See, when you have more time doing something, right? When you've been with your lady, Birdman, and now with my wife and Moochie, your wife, right? Like when you've been with your lady, like starting off, you kind of had to learn the stroke. Now you know her spots. Now you know how to. You ain't need. You know what I'm saying? You could do a little something, something. You can, you know. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, it's just like football. Jalen has to learn the game of football. Like it's the NFL is not the collegiate level. You know what I mean? Trust me. Jalen Hurts saw Gardner Minshew march up and down that football field. He's going to show us, and Birdman, I believe he's going to show frustrated fans like us. You know what? I can make those touch passes. And Gardner Minshew, I'm be honest, he does have some. He got some touch to him. He's like I may get in trouble for saying this. He's like a very, 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 very low Aaron Rodgers in terms of his feel. He has a certain feel when you hike that ball and you just drop back and you don't feel pressure. You just that's
And
different.
let me tell you this, Pablo Mooch. Look, if uh Jalen is the franchise and this and that, we don't have a problem, right? I don't want Gardner out of here because in case my boy's out, just like you see Lamar's out, we're gonna need some games here to be won. So I don't want them. I don't want them to get rid of Gardner Minshew. He needs to be the backup quarterback.
Well, you
No,
know he's
but
going
when
to
we
have
talking,
to. You know he's going to have
yeah,
to.
we talking about Howie Roseman. Whatever he can get, he might just say, all right, well, we can find somebody in the draft because the Lions might be picking him up or they're looking
Yeah,
at
but
him.
we have
So
Wentz and
you
Foles,
never
so
know.
Yeah, Gardner Minshew is off this team. I mean, even after the Giants game, if you went on NFL.com, it said Gardner Minshew is already drawing interest from other teams. He's
Mhm.
gone. Like, so he's gone. He's not going to be on this roster. I do
yeah,
agree that we're going to. If I'm Philadelphia, not to look too far ahead, I know we still got 4 more games. Give me Tyrod Taylor, somebody like that, veteran leadership that could come in and do some things behind Jalen Hurts. All right. And I'm not saying that because both of those guys are black. I'm saying Tyrod Taylor, to me, he's a veteran that shows that he could prove that he can win in this league. He's not I think the Eagles have to get away because of what the words that Howie Roseman used that was so detrimental to this team, which was the quarterback factory. And we got to get away from, you got to let your number one be your number one. Let Jalen be Jalen. If you're going to ride with Jalen, you're going to stick with Jalen, stick with Jalen. Unfortunately, you got to bring in somebody that is a veteran that doesn't.
I don't like that he got hurt already. I don't like that one bit.
Say it
I don't like.
again.
I said I don't like that he got hurt already. I don't like that.
Who, Jalen?
Yeah, I don't like that, man. That really concerns me. I think it's too soon for him to get an injury.
Oh well, let me tell you. Let me say this. You remember when we first got Carson Wentz? He was bad in the first year. So and
Seven
then
and
it
nine.
was
7-9, right?
right 7-9. and then that's when Doug Peterson came in for the first year. His standpoint, because he was a head coach, he used to be a quarterback, so he will always put Carson Wentz down. Like, he didn't lead with his back foot. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. But then you got to remember with the off season and far as understanding Carson Wentz, he came back and then what did he do? He took us to the Super. He took us to the Super Bowl until he got hurt. So I'm saying it to say this. Now that this is Jalen Hurts' second year, but this is his first year because we're all saying that he's a rookie. What if next year, all of a sudden, he turns complete 360 and really gets now to the point where we seen him on off training where he got all the wide receivers come on over to Texas or wherever the establishment was at. Let me start throwing the ball to y'all. Maybe now he might get to the point where, you know what? Let me get with Shane Stanage or whoever is the offensive coordinator for next year in case of, because like I said, I want to get rid of him and I want to get rid of Jonathan Gannon, but it's going to be to a point where Jalen Hurts is going to have to either get with Nick Sirianni or whatever offensive coordinator is. He's going to get with him so he can fully get the message and fully get like the response of the playbook and everything, get it down. He'll take it somewhere next year. I
Well,
mean, that's how I look at things,
Let
or
me
that's
play
how I
let's
look at
play
it.
devil's advocate real quick. Let's say Minshew goes in, wins Washington handedly, and they want him to play for the rest of the season. Minshew goes to the wild card game and wins a wild card game. Does Jalen Hurts get his job back?
well, this is the thing.
That's
Devil's
really
Um,
devil's
advocate. Devil's
advocate
advocate.
because I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, it's
Just
it's,
saying.
so
just, it's
is
still
Jalen Hurts
Jalen.
still hurt, or are we just not playing him because we?
I don't see. That's the whole thing. I don't know what's going on. But let's
eh,
just say that happened. Does Jalen Hurts get his job back, or is he going to
Yeah,
prison?
I think so. I mean, I don't think so. I know so. Like again, Gardner Minshew can start the rest of the way. This is Jalen Hurts' team, bro. This is Jalen Hurts' team, and so this is what's really going on is the mainstream media trying to squeeze and force like the Eagles to pretty much say Jalen Hurts the guy because they have Gardner Minshew. Like, but he's the guy. You know what I mean? Like I just don't get the angle. Like, because so if and this is why the NFL is so lukewarm and hot and cold, and fans we do this. So if Gardner Minshew plays like trash against the Jets, then what? Then it's, oh, hooray, Jalen Hurts. It's like our stock is up and down every single week.
I don't know if it's all that because he's only won 5 games and he hasn't won a division game. I'm very down on him right now. I
Who
get
Jalen
that.
Hurts?
Yeah, I get right now. Jalen's at a C minus right now.
I'm
And
sorry. I'm
he
sorry.
figures it out, if he figures it out, because I feel he has enough time and takes care of business with the rest of the division, then I'm gonna be happy man.
Okay, so let me give you this. Let me give you this right here, okay? So the fact that the Philadelphia Eagles, the fact that we are even sitting here talking about we have an opportunity to make it into the playoffs tells me or should give you the value of Jalen Hurts. He's doing it with the fact that he doesn't have a consistent, no Eagle fan in this world right now could tell me who's the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. You don't know if it's Nick Sirianni. You don't know if it's Shane Steinich week to week. And if that is the case, which we know, how can you penalize a young rookie quarterback when he doesn't have weapons? Okay, the only person he has is Devontae Smith. All right,
Now,
so the fact that
Dallas is they're saying he's
oh yeah, they got Dallas, but what I'm saying is his first year with all of these things against him, and he still win you about 7, 8 ball games. I'm sorry, bro.
yeah, but Pablo, the division, he's looked terrible. You just said it yourself. He cannot look this bad in the division.
Yeah, but you know what? But this is the thing, though, and I hear what you're saying. I hear that he plays like that against the division, but what I'm saying is you have to also consider how he played against San Fran, how he played against Kansas City. It would be one thing if we got blown out. He went toe to toe with Patrick Mahomes.
We should have 2 more wins. I got you on that. I understand that. but like I said, you know, this. You know, we got to do something in this division,
My
especially
thing
with
with you,
the Giants.
Birdman, is not one time have you said anything about Nick Sirianni, and he's the head coach.
Yeah, I did the Dallas game. I said I'm giving him the pass because he decided not to run the whole damn game.
Oh, okay.
So and but the Giants game, like you just said yourself, we're all in agreement that Jalen just straight
Yeah,
stubbed.
he was trash. But
But
but the
other
thing
guys,
about it is,
he
I
still had a
guarantee
chance to win, though. He still had the chance.
right, exactly. And what I'm saying is, let's not forget Carson Wentz. When he was our quarterback, he had, I think, over 12 games. Think about this stat here. Carson Wentz had over 12 games with 3 or more interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that.
And not only
Jalen
that,
Hurts, my bad, which Jalen Hurts, how he played against the Giants, he will never play any worse than that.
no. He just did in that last game. Like he was horrible in that game. It was just that they running game got
Not
them
3
to
interceptions, horrible.
yeah, but no. I'm only saying he only threw like 6 times, and like that
The
their running game.
Raider game, I think that was one of his worst games too.
Mm-hmm.
That Raider game, he missed a lot of open dudes because I was there at the game. I want to say, I don't know, what would you say is his second worst game right now?
Oh man, I mean, as of right now, I just call him number 2 from the Colts because I didn't forgot because the only thing that I like about Carson Wentz is when he came back to second gear and he was lighting it up, and it was just unfortunately if he would have never got hurt and he would have got us to the Super Bowl, he probably would be the quarterback as of right now, unless if Howie Roseman was picking the right
He could have
players.
been a
So it's
quarterback,
a lot of
but he let Jalen just take his wife and everything like that. He got all scared for no damn reason. But you saw what he did. I watched the Colts game. Carson Wentz didn't do. I could have put Pablo back there. He could have did the same noise that Carson did. Carson didn't do a damn thing. Jonathan
Yeah,
Taylor.
but you know why? Birdman? I'm so glad you said that. And I'm so glad you said that because now I am illustrating to you the difference between what Jalen Hurts has and what Carson Wentz has. Jalen Hurts he has a young rookie head coach that does not know how to protect him in the system. Carson Wentz has a wise wizard in Frank Reich that sit there and say, oh, I got to run the game. You're going to be handing the ball off and we're just going to do some dink and dunks. And that's how we can win the game. And that's what I'm saying. When Jalen Hurts is, is he playing great? No. Is he playing above average? Yes. To me, Jalen Hurts this year is playing like a top 15 quarterback.
That's fair.
He's playing like a top 15 quarterback.
I like him better than Daniel Jones.
So, but that's the thing though. You have Jalen Hurts, who was drafted in the second round, playing like a top 15 quarterback. Honestly, it's hard to say 10 people that's playing better than Jalen Hurts. I'm gonna say Jalen Hurts is playing the top 10 quarterbacks, and he was a second round pick. And you got Trevor Lawrence, who's playing like he's the bottom 30, and he was the number 1 overall pick in the draft.
But is it fair to say Urban Meyer's kind of messed up over there? Is that fair?
No, let me tell you why it's fair. It's fair. That whole situation is fair because Urban Meyer, he does very well with young college quarterbacks. And he's a number 1, bro. When you're the number 1 pick in the draft, that means you're better than everybody. To go 2-11, whatever they are, 2-16, whatever they are, and not do anything.
Did you
like
see,
Jalen?
Did you guys get to see the Ravens game a little bit?
No, I haven't been catching it. Lamar's out, right?
Yeah, so check out the dude is at Huntley. Is that his last name? I think it is.
He was drafted by Green Bay.
You know go check him out, man. I mean, I see a lot of things that that similar to Jalen, and he brought him back. They could have won, but they went for the 2-point. Didn't happen. Green Bay wins, but check out Huntley, man, and that's kind of where and Lamar's kind of the same thing. So that's kind of I think that's where we can put Jalen. If he can just once he figures out those little, dink and dunk crap and he's doing kind of the Minshew madness stuff with the, just little simple reads and all that, I think I'll be able to breathe a little bit better because
Let me ask you a question, Birdman. Let me ask you this question. You see how Matt Jones is playing with Bill Belichick, correct?
Yeah, and um,
Josh
conspiracy
McDaniels.
theory. Conspiracy theory. The NFL wants Tampa Bay and the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Teacher versus the student, but I hope to God that's not true. But they didn't look too good yesterday. But go
I
ahead.
think I think it's worth putting that out there. But I believe if Jalen Hurts was playing for the Patriots, they would be even better
Because of the coaching.
because of the coaching.
That's
So
it.
what I'm saying is, you look at everybody says, see, when you talked about Carson Wentz and how he played well, see a lot of that it has to go to Doug Peterson because he played quarterback, so he understood
Right.
what Carson Wentz was seeing. What does Jalen Hurts have? He has a former Division III college wide receiver. So he's Stevie Wonder already. He can't see. How can a wide receiver? I played wide receiver in high school. I could not tell the quarterback anything because my eyes and his eyes is two. We see it. It's two different worlds. I see a cornerback. I see a linebacker. I see a safety. The quarterback sees the entire field. When you guys really understand this, then you really start to see and appreciate the situation that Jalen Hurts is in. He has a Division III, not even a Division I AA, in which Carson Wentz was drafted from. He has a Division III head coach. That is the lowest ranking or lowest college level that you can play at. Jalen Hurts is playing with his head coach being a former Division III wide receiver, and he still got you in a position where you can win a playoff game. And we're saying that. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
That's a Howie pick. That's how he's dealing with.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's all how he's doing. So I don't know, but here it is. We at an hour. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of frustration going on
Mhm.
until Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Hopefully we'll be up. We'll talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still excited at the same time, but it's like who's gonna be at quarterback now? Like again, my preference have Minshew there only because I want Jalen to rest. I don't want him to do too much. I'd rather him do way more in the Giants and the Cowboys game so we can get to where we need to get to,
I mean,
or
Giants,
as long as we can.
Giants, Washington.
Say it again.
You said Giants and Cowboys. The Cowboys game ain't gonna count because they're already gonna clinch if we win. I'll think
Okay.
I'll think that game
Yeah.
doesn't count anyway.
Right. That's right. That's true.
So then, really, if Minshew wins, Jalen just got to win 2 games. We go. I mean, it is what it is. If the Niners get run away and we have no shot, there's nothing we can do, man. But I just want. I'm not that worried about getting into the playoffs. I'm worried about. I want to see Jalen perform at his best and get better. That's what I'm worried about. I ain't worried about we playoffs or no playoffs. I'm worried about Jalen because I want to secure our future now, not later. I don't want to wait no more.
Hmm.
We're gonna do this or we're not. And Howie's out there with his binoculars, checking out all these guys and shit. Like this is madness, man.
Hey, get your monoculars. The monoculars.
Out there looking at
See, my thing is, as bad as his drafting has been, what are you looking at? Like, if I was sitting next to Howie Roseman and he had a pair of monoculars as I like to call it, I'll just simply say, my man, you drafted Marcus Smith and the firefighter. Put them things down. You know what you looking at.
JJ.
Wait, that Marcus Smith, is that the same one that he went to the Seattle Seahawks and he was dominant?
No, he went to Seattle. He went there and he was a practice squad player, and then he went to the Washington Redskins at the time, and he got cut. He's no longer in the National Football League.
Yeah.
Never was a
Okay.
dominant player at all.
I thought he was. Well, then who was that? Okay. I thought I swore he did something over there. So I guess he didn't.
Only player that the Eagles have ever drafted that they drafted that gone on and played well, Deion Jones with the Patriots, and the left tackle. It kind of, you guys noticed that the left tackle he was formerly with the Steelers. He was in the military. Now he plays for the Raven. He's their starting left tackle. The Eagles originally drafted him. He was almost like the baby version of
Villanueva.
yeah, because he's like 6'9", 7 foot. The kid's a beast. Yeah, he was like the Jordan Mailata before the time. So yeah, the Eagles had a lot of players, man, that just go on to have success, and that to me just points to Howie
Rasul
Roseman.
over in Green Bay. He
Yeah,
over there.
honestly, if I know this will never happen, guys, and I know we're about to wrap it up, but this offense just doesn't seem like it's clicking. I wouldn't. If I'm Philly, I'm bringing back Deuce Staley for this running back room, and I'm bringing back Doug Peterson as an offensive coordinator. I know it would never happen.
Oh no, wait, that's not gonna
It
happen.
never would happen. But if we're talking about dropping prides and for the bird that's on our chest and on those helmets, Doug Peterson as offensive coordinator, you bring back Deuce Staley, you let Nick Sirianni do his thing. I think Nick Sirianni needs to just be a motivator. I think if he could kind of have his hands on a special teams, defense, and offense to sort of see everything like Andy Reid did. Like Andy Reid was over everything. He wasn't an offensive coordinator, and I think because of guys like Sean McVay and these quote unquote wizard, young, head coaches, coaches are eager, young coaches are eager to get in the NFL and show that they can have this firepower offense and can put up 60 points. But, it's not, I think the NFL is trending back to, the running game. And so I don't know, Mooch, man, it is what it is, but it was a hell of a show right here on the House of Birds podcast, Birdman _951. If you guys have not followed this man, run as fast as you can over to his channel, man, and follow his channel. Man does a lot of great content and shows, man. It definitely I look at him as a big brother in this content game, Eagle content game. Moochie, I'm gonna throw it over to you, man, for the finishing words and to close us out, bro.
No, I mean, listen, I just can't wait till Tuesday comes. Again, hopefully we will talk after the game. We need to win this game and keep it moving to the next. You know what I'm saying? So
It sucks.
other than that,
I gotta work that night. You guys work on the game?
yeah,
I
we
do work
working,
during the
but
day.
listen, at the same time, as long as like once it's over, I'm ready to talk. You know what I'm
Driving my
saying?
big rig. I'll be listening to it on my big rig, man. So hopefully I don't get too bad in the truck.
It's all good.
Yes,
And
sir.
so then, again, appreciate you coming on, Birdman. You know what I'm saying? Unexpected, but listen, I'm just glad you said something so I could hop on. And you see how I was able to get you off on how I was able to get you on because me and you follow each other on the gram.
Yeah, that's right. I appreciate that. Like I said, you guys keep it up, man. Pablo, I know your scheduling's tight, but man, I've been following you since day one, and Richie Rich he's always in hanging in there. Shout out to
Yeah.
Rich in the
Oh
comments.
We
yeah.
need we gonna need Richie MC to come on here one day too.
Oh yeah,
I just need to know his either his Instagram or his Twitter.
Yeah,
yeah.
And if
get
you
all that information over, Richie. Even if you got to shoot it over to Birdman, we want to get your information. And everybody who's been loyal day one fans, man, we cannot thank you guys enough, man. We're not doing this just to do it. We're doing it because of you guys, man. It's all about the Philadelphia Eagles community, man. So thank you so much to all the supporters, man. And it just is what it is, man. But go Birds. Somebody did say an hour is not long enough. Maybe we got to talk to the executive Moochie Moose to see if we can get it maybe an hour and 20 minutes. Oh, hey, I need one of those.
listen, Birdman, where do you be getting your masses from? That's what them masses be crazy.
Yeah, it's just like it's very hard to get them, man.
Yeah, Bert, he got the connect out there, bro.
Yeah,
He
you
the
still
man
gonna
out
have to
there.
tell me. Listen, I don't care. You're gonna have to tell me something on the gram, on the messages or something. Because every time I see you, I'll be like, "Damn, I need one."
Birdman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Listen, bro. That chain, I have got to have that.
All right, man. I'll get you one. I get you.
I have got to have that. Let me know what it would take, how much it is. I got to have that. I love that, man. But until next time, guys, thank you guys so much. Hope everybody has a great day tomorrow. You have been tuning in to the House of Birds podcast. Fly, Eagles, fly.